So by now, if you've been keeping up with how Marvel Cinematic Universe and Marvel Studios like to handle their characters, it's a pretty straightforward process. You get signed on to 6 or 9 movies, and then your life is pretty much dedicated to working out and being in these movies. So it makes sense because you have a stable career and you know that you're going to have consistent work for a better part of a decade. Now, obviously, we're coming up to the point where Chris Evans, aka Captain America himself, is about to run out on his contract. When he was hired in March of 2010 to play Captain America in the first Avenger movie, he signed a 6-picture deal. And obviously, we've already had him in quite a few movies, from Captain America the First Avenger to the Winter Soldier to 2 actual Avengers movies and Civil War. So now his time is going to be coming up with, of course, Captain America making his final appearances in Avengers Infinity War / Avengers 4. Now, obviously, in the last couple weeks, we've already covered the story about how he doesn't know if he will be sticking around to be Captain America. It's one of these weird things where he wants to go out there and he wants to direct movies. He wants to star in movies that don't necessarily require him having to hit the gym 3 to 4 hours a day, 6 days a week, and eat, like 5 chicken breasts a day to look as muscled as he does. Because that is pretty damn taxing on a human being, and having to do that for a better part of 10 years of your career is really going to start to kind of wear on you and make you kind of regret signing this giant contract. Now, let's be honest, when he signed it, probably didn't have a deal that's anywhere near as close to something like Robert Downey Jr., who renegotiated after the success of Iron Man. So he's probably getting paid not nearly enough as he should be for what he has to do compared to some of the other actors. But recently, when he got to sit down and talk a little bit more about the future of his character, he says it's really not up to him as his contract is ending, and if he doesn't know if he's going to kind of stay around and do it. And he mentions Hugh Jackman about how many Wolverine movies he's done. Now, obviously, Hugh Jackman has been brought back because of contract renegotiations. And he pretty much says, listen, it's more or less up to Marvel. If they want to keep me, I will gladly do it. But what he doesn't say is what we all know he's thinking is, they better pay me so much money that I'm the next Robert Downey Jr. Because, let's be real, Robert Downey Jr. makes about $50 to $75 million a movie because of the back-end deal where he gets a share of how profitable the movie is and everything like that. Chris Evans, at his best from what I've seen, is maybe making $5 million, and that's if he's lucky on one of these movies. So there's a huge gap in there between the pay of these actors, and he's probably going to want more. Now, this also is going to be seen as how does Marvel want to move the universe forward? Because there's 2 Captain Americas lined right up. You have, Bucky, who could take on the mantle, and you have Falcon, who could take on the mantle. And then, of course, do you even need an active Captain America in a movie series, considering you're going to have Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, another Guardians, Spider-Man, Ant-Man franchise, so they might actually rely on just sitting on Captain America for another 10 years and not do anything, and then bring up one of the other actors to be Captain America when it's their time. So this could go either way, and honestly, you guys know me, Captain America, absolute favorite Marvel character when it really comes down to it, and if it was up to me, I would want him to be Captain America pretty much till he can't do it anymore, till he's actually old man Steve Rogers. But that's just me. You guys let me know your thoughts on it down below.